let's talk about envy. What does envy mean to you? As we know, it has many different meanings: jealousy, bitterness, desire, spitefulness. Um, we all have that. Whether you're the bitter one or you have a friend that is bitter about what you have going on. So, how do we go about that? I'm currently dealing with a bitter friend. And it's like she doesn't know that she's being bitter, but everyone else sees that she's bitter. And she's being very spiteful. And it's like the jealousy plays a big role out of the whole thing. And it's like, it's not that I'm being flashy with what I got going on. It's not that I'm just constantly throwing it in her face. It's just I'm more of the person that's gonna be on my shit and, do the work and really put in the hard work with what I got going on. So, what do we do with that? What do we do with a friend that is very spiteful of you? I'm having that issue. And it's kind of crazy, you guys, that I'm dealing with this because I'm not the type of person that deals with friends that are spiteful and envious of me. Like, my group of friends, we have a very close bond, and none of us is spiteful. None of us is jealous of the other. None of us is bitter about one another. None of us is we don't carry that jealous spirit. But it's like soon as I brought this one girl around into the group, it's just not work. You the bitch does not fit in the group. And it's like, God, what do I do? Like, I'll be a bitch if I was to kick her out the group. But I'm hindering all my other friends because they see it and they know like this is bad energy. So what do I do with that? It's crazy. Like I really don't know what to do with this friend. So boom, here's the motherfucking story, you guys. Here's the story. So I have this friend that always procrastinates about what she wants to do. She doesn't really have a plan. She sees everybody else around her constantly moving and they're got businesses going, whether they have the help or not. She feels like she doesn't have the help for her avenues that she's trying to get to. So she becomes envious of that. So this friend sees that I have a podcast and I am working on another podcast with another close friend of mine. And she's not liking that. And she doesn't know that me and him see the envy that she carries on her. She tries to hide it, but she doesn't carry like she just she just doesn't have the equipment to hide her emotions. She sucks at it. She sucks. So it's like, girl, we gave you the platforms, we gave you the tools. Apply yourself and just make it work. Like when I started my podcast, I didn't know what I was doing. I have no knowledge of this. I just researched, had a computer, start using my phone, and I just start putting out content. And I built my platform just based off my actions and my words. And a lot of people like what I gotta say. So hey, I turned it into a podcast. So with this friend, it's like, how can I make her realize that nobody's gonna take you serious if you don't take yourself serious? you know? Like, and this is not to bash my friend. This is not to make her seem like she's a bad friend or she's just a horrible person. It's not. I'm just trying to figure out how do I go about this friend that has all these dreams and aspirations but has yet to find her niche and to really get herself going to where she can flourish as a writer, as a content creator, as whatever she's wanting to do outside of the envy that she's carrying. Like, how do I flip that? It's crazy because I battle with myself all day, every day, trying to figure out how can I help this girl. And maybe I can help her. Maybe it's for her to figure out. Maybe I don't have the tools for her to figure it out. But this is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with an envious friend who's trying to hide her jealousy, but is not very good at it. So what do I do? Like, I'm just I don't know. I don't know. I'm really trying to help this girl, but I'm getting to my wits end with it. It's like, girl, just go over there, figure it out. And the other bullshit that really gets me is like, girl, nobody's gonna hand you anything. Nothing in life comes free. Everything has a price. Everything comes with a sacrifice. And it's like, if you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you, baby girl. I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I decided to make a motherfucking podcast. I just jumped out here, y'all, and start talking my shit and people like it. So the enviness has to come to a end. Like, that's not gonna get you nowhere. Being envious of somebody, being jealous of somebody, being bitter of what other people got because you don't have it, it's played out. It's lame. It's very lame. And it's like you're only at this sunken place because that's where you put yourself. You cannot bring somebody down with you when you're in this pit because you are refusing to pull yourself out of this rut. You are refusing to become this beautiful butterfly and just spread your wings and let the motherfucking wind take you. You guys, like, come on now. Disney didn't make Pocahontas for nothing. Paint with all the colors of the wind. That is a bar. There's a metaphor in that. There's a reason why that saying is a saying. If you just don't see it, you're just dumb. You're dumb. But this is not to bash her. This is just me ranting and me getting my feelings out. It's like, girl, what are you doing with yourself? You can't be jealous of somebody else moving on with their personal projects when you're stalling. Nobody's gonna wait for you, honey. And it's like when you have somebody in your corner and they're giving you the tools, they're giving you the opportunities, they're giving you the platforms, and you're still dragging your feet, making excuses, and just not up to par with your shit. You're constantly in limbo about what you want to do. You don't want to record. You don't want to take notes. You don't want to engage in the project. Nobody's going to wait on you. Nobody's going to want to work with you because then you're becoming a liability. And then you are a problem. You are a hard person. Nobody's going to want to work with you. Nobody's going to want to work with you. And it's like, girl, okay, what do I do? Do I just cut this friend off? And I'm sure she's gonna hear this. I'm sure she's gonna go back and hear this. But if you're listening to this, this is only to help you. This is not to bash you. Get your shit together. 100%. If you're wanting something, get out here and get it. Nobody's gonna hand it to you. You're not gonna be food spoon fed the knowledge to what you're trying to do. You're very talented, but you need to find what works for you. Quit trying to do what everybody else is doing. What somebody else might be doing might not work for you, honey, and that's okay. But find what works for you. Put your heart in it, your sweat, your soul, your tears, grind, put your head down, ears up, and get to work. Because the train does not stop because you are in limbo what you want to do. You can't be indecisive about your career or a new career that you're trying to take on. This type of shit you cannot play with. It seems easy, but coming up with content to talk about and just to engage and build your platform is not easy. But this is not to bash you, honey. So if you're listening, this is not to bash you. This is just me getting it off, and for me to say, I see you. I see you and I hear you. But nobody's gonna wait for you. You can't be envious of somebody else starting their own projects when you're dragging your feet to complete your own or to jump on board with somebody else's. And this is another thing with that. Speaking on jumping on board, you can't jump on board to somebody else's project when you wasn't there in the beginning to start the process with them. They're not gonna let you join what they got going because you was not a part of the beginning. You did not believe in the whole picture of the project. So why jump on to what somebody got going on now that they're up in the float? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Like it just doesn't, man. It just doesn't. Okay? It just doesn't. But again, this is not to bash my friend. This is just me getting it off my chest. Like, I see you, I hear you. But at some point, you got to do your own work. I got to see you grinding to get your shit out there. You can't jump on board to what I got going on when you wasn't a part of the building. Okay? Now, what do we do, friends? How do we turn that envy into something good? How do we flip that? How do we turn that envy into generosity without feeling like you're obligated to help this friend that doesn't want to help themselves? Because then when you turn that into generosity, it comes into like greed, and I we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. I can't help somebody that's not helping themselves. Like, it's just not possible. Like, there's no way in hell that that's gonna work. And envy always roots in low self-esteem. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's rooted in low self-esteem. When a person feels low of themselves and they feel like they don't have anything, they wasn't inherited no type of nothing from their family, and they see somebody else doing good, that becomes dangerous. Having a friend that's envious of you is very dangerous. There's no telling what that person can do. Okay? And envy leads to being a narcissist. That's danger. That's two toxic traits to have. Nobody wants them around. You know? That's just crazy. Like, being envious somebody, it destroys the person. It destroys their self-worth, their happiness, you know? It kills confidence to a whole level. It's hard to build that back up once you're at your lowest and you're broke down. Once your self-worthy is broken, it's hard to build that back up 100%. So, let's just if we have a friend that's envious, let's try to like work with the person. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to how to even work with it, but I would say how to deal with somebody that's envious of what you have and what you're doing. I would say keep being grateful for what you have. Don't even focus on that person. Be grateful for what you have. Focus on your own marathon. Re-elevate your own life and priorities. Continue to be happy about other people's success and yours. Stay away from the people that are envious of you and others. That's a big factor. Stay away from those that are envious of you and others. Keep your distance and just stay away. Like that's I can't stress that enough. Just stop trying to please everybody. You can't please nobody cuz once you keep being a people pleaser and enabler, they're never going to learn. They're just not, and it's sad. Like it's it's just not a happy place to be at all. I never had to deal with an envious person before, so this is new to me. I'm trying to figure it out as I go, and addressing the issue. I feel like that's the number one like topic when dealing with somebody envious of you. Address the issue without being argumentative, but address the issue and then let it go. Live life to the fullest and just let it be what it is. Once you get that out in the open, walk away from it and let it be. If they still want to be envious of you and have some type of feelings, let them have it. Walk away. Continue to do what you do. Baby, pray for them and keep it moving. Because all that's gonna do is destroy you and what you got going on. And that's not a good way to handle anything, you know? But that's what was on my mind. That was really what was on my mind. How do I deal with an envious friend? And yeah, you guys, I'll talk to you guys later.